Hey everyone, I did a little social experiment this week on Facebook, digging into what freedom means to people. And specifically, I was trying to figure out, what does freedom mean to us as entrepreneurs? Well, I got the answers, so let's dive into it. Scott Duke. This is the Happy Dealmaker channel, and on this channel we empower entrepreneurs to build companies that are sellable. So if that sounds like something that would be useful to you, don't forget like and subscribe. And this week I'm going to talk about freedom. And why? Well, I've been on this train recently trying to figure out what is it exactly that makes people want to sell their companies, right? Like, you've put the time in to build it, you're kind of carrying it along, and then all of a sudden it's like, it's not working out, right? And I've found that the vast majority of feedback I get for that is that you're burnt out, or it's like you just want to do something else. And both of those things I realized were really that speaking to freedom. It's like, I want more freedom in my life to do whatever else it is, like spend time with the kids, invest in the next project, start a new business. But really what you need is the time and space to do that. And because our businesses are all consuming, it makes it very difficult to start that next endeavor, that next project, that next trip with family, whatever it might be, right? So from that line of thinking, I started to ponder, what does freedom actually look like to us? What does freedom look like to the average individual? What does freedom look like to the entrepreneur? And so I went to Facebook and I just put one of those posts that says, when you think of freedom, what's the image that comes up? Like, what's the first image that comes to mind when you think of freedom? I think is exactly how I phrased it. And the post got a ton of attraction, a ton of interest, and like, people were just giving feedback to it, which I also thought was pretty interesting. Because I mean, doing that experiment of thinking about what freedom means to you and what it visually looks like, it's kind of cool. So like, if you haven't done that, just think about that for a second, right? And also, if you want to see that post, I'll put a link below directly to that post so you can see what other people are saying. But there were a couple common themes, and the themes were open, wide spaces. So people are imagining being on planes, or they're imagining looking out at open fields, or they're imagining looking out at the ocean, or looking out at lakes. And I thought a little bit more about this, like, why exactly is that a thing? Like, why does open spaces make us feel more free? And the conclusion that I came to was, well, when you have an open space that's unencumbered, there's nobody else there, maybe it's an open road or it's an open trail through the forest, you have complete control about how you're going to use that trail, or how you're going to ski down that run and like tear up open powder, or like how you're going to, like, what direction you're going to take your snowmobile on in an open field, right? So it really came down to choice. It's like, yeah, I'm imagining things that are completely open and completely free, and I have the choice to do whatever I want with it, right? So I think that's like a really interesting element of freedom. And then the other thing that came up, which was common across some of the posts, was that freedom has been given to us by an external party. So we've gotten freedom from, people fighting World War II for us, or we've gotten freedom from the Constitution, or we've gotten freedom, we just feel freedom when we like look at our flag, or when we see an eagle soar, like we think of the country that we're part of, and that freedom that's been given to us. Or we think about religious, like we think about Jesus, maybe we think about religion dying on the cross for us as freedom, right? So those were the two big things that came out of it. And this video today was supposed to be about negotiation, because we're in this maximize your company value series. And today was, I was going to talk about making competition, like getting more people bidding about your company to increase the value of your company through scarcity. So that was going to be today's topic. But I got hung up on this freedom thing, and I thought I might as well share it because it was incredibly interesting to me. And I feel as entrepreneurs, that's actually what drives us. We chose to be entrepreneurs, and we chose to be business owners because we wanted more freedom of choice in our life. We didn't want to be oppressed by a boss, right? Or we saw that we could give back, and we have the freedom and the energy that we can do that. And I think that as entrepreneurs, we really want to exercise that freedom in all sorts of ways. And when our business itself starts to chip away at our freedom for other things that we want to do, that's really when we think about selling, because we covet our freedom as entrepreneurs probably more than anything. So either way, that's today's episode. If you found it interesting or valuable, don't forget, like, subscribe. I put a video like this out every single Tuesday and Thursday. And don't forget, every business is sellable.